Are you?
Yes, he is.
You're the one that my mother.
He's the one. You're on camera.
It's okay.
He said it. Yeah,
No,
he
it's
said
okay.
Jim Carrey doesn't just make people laugh, he completely breaks them. From
Prime Jim Carrey could make even the most stoic celebrities crack up. His wild energy and contagious humor captivated audiences and left a lasting impression. Let's get into it. Whenever Prime Jim Carrey went on stage, the audience couldn't stop laughing. At the peak of his career, Jim Carrey became a comedic powerhouse, with an extraordinary talent that left audiences in awe. He was born in 1962 into a working-class family in Ontario, Canada. His childhood was very difficult, and he faced many struggles. His family was not wealthy, their earnings were barely enough, and things could change suddenly. He has always been a jovial person who naturally enjoys making people laugh.
rather than ignore that fact, he made it everyone else's problem too.
I'm here tonight to present the Academy Award for Outstanding Achievement in Film Editing.
Jim Carrey was always shy and quiet as a kid, but that did not stop him from nurturing his talent when he discovered it. Did you know he could easily twist his face into funny shapes, mimic voices, and move his body in ways that seemed almost impossible? He enjoyed seeing people laugh at his jokes. It gave him more confidence, attention, and created many opportunities for him, especially in a life that often felt unstable.
Specific laugh. And Jim Carrey figured that out long before the rest of us.
It's a bit of pressure. I noticed that it changes you in little ways. Like it's changed the way I laugh at parties.
Oh, really?
You know, I used to go, that's really funny. You know, now I go, oh! Ah! Oh, beautiful!
He spent so much time practicing in front of a mirror, trying to perfect every expression and movement, including gestures, funny facial expressions. He turned his body and face into tools for comedy, transforming them into something that could make even the toughest people laugh uncontrollably. He is exceptionally good at what he does. His comedic skill not only made him funny, but also made him highly respected and unforgettable. His jokes are irresistible. Top stars and fans could barely ignore him on stage. Jim Carrey didn't just crack and perform jokes, he created a world where laughter ruled. And in doing so, he became one of the most known comedians of his time. His energy, creativity, and fearlessness set him apart, leaving a legacy that still inspires comedians and fans worldwide.
But speaking of laughs, according to Jim, nobody did it better than his old man.
I'm going to be a great character when I get old, you know? Like my father is the happiest man on the face of the earth.
That's great.
He laughs after everything you say. And he's deaf in one ear, so he dips and laughs.
Dips and laughs.
Huh?
Manifestation is something Jim Carrey takes seriously, and when it comes to his goals, safe to say that he thinks bigger than most.
The funny thing about it is I was always into this, visual.
Carrey became a full-time comedian and began performing live as a teenager. He had his first stand-up performances in Canada, not minding his past failures and audience rejections that would have probably discouraged others. He stayed focused, watched his audience closely, and predicted how they would react to his jokes. In fact, he pushed boundaries to become successful. Those experiences made him who he is today. His most unsettling skill also gave him the ability to crack people up.
What you want, without them getting the wrong idea? Walk into a singles bar like this. Out a definite message,
His talent surged when he moved to Hollywood at 19. He became better because he was already armed with the instincts that would make him legendary. Hollywood was not even ready for him. His early roles in television and small films did little to contain his explosive personality. And it wasn't until he joined In Living Color in 1990 that the world began experiencing the full extent of his talent.
Jim Donesia. Madagascar is going to be a fun place. You know, a few years from now, a lot of people will be vacationing down in the sunny Caribbean.
Really?
Yeah. It's just something to shoot for.
Most people accept awards gracefully, but Jim, he flexed on Hollywood's elite in a way only he could pull off.
And when I dream...
Though he was surrounded by many talented comedians, none could match him. His energy and zeal for comedy were unmatched, as if he had been born for it. His characters were mostly cartoons in human form because he was hyperactive, elastic, fearless, and completely unhinged. He was bold, unstoppable, and didn't try to fit in. He became the one who made celebrities laugh nonstop.
It's hard to unsee Hannibal Lecter, especially when Anthony Hopkins is suddenly across the dinner table. Just ask Jim Carrey.
I once had dinner with Anthony Hopkins. I invited him over for dinner, and he accepted. We had dinner together, and I told him...
His breakthrough came in 1994, the year Hollywood could no longer ignore him. He had 3 huge hits in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber, which showed he wasn't just funny, but a star who shaped pop culture. Suddenly, Carrey became the man who could sell millions of tickets just with his personality. Yet neither money nor fame defined his prime. It was his relentless, almost inhuman energy he brought to most scenes, interviews, and interactions. From the mid-1990s to early 2000s, Carrey was marked by films like Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, Batman Forever, The Cable Guy, and Liar Liar. These movies showed a man who could easily transform his body, voice, and face to meet the demands of comedy in ways no one else could imagine.
And it's hilarious because he'll just keep doing it because it bothers me. You know, I say, don't call me Grandpa, and he'll go Grandpa, and every time he calls me, I get a little older.
Carrey's intelligence didn't stop on set. It showed in talk shows and press tours, where his energy was uncontainable. He transformed ordinary interviews into performances, using cameras, hosts, bands, and furniture as props. It was a simple, terrifying equation. Carrey with any celebrity always led to a total breakdown of composure. He was not just funny, he had perfected the art of breaking all the rules of manners. He would notice the slightest flinch, even the tiniest twitch, and double down, piling absurdity on top of absurdity until his target surrendered entirely to laughter.
Told them that I met you and I didn't get your underwear. Come on! Get those pants off!
Jim has dealt with his share of fake drama.
You are fake news.
And watching him address tabloid nonsense is a master.
Several features made prime Jim Carrey unstoppable. For instance, his physicality. He threw himself across stages, twisted his body, and moved unpredictably, leaving everyone struggling to keep up with the chaos. Also, his funny faces and quick, flexible use of his voice let him switch instantly from serious to completely crazy, often in the middle of a sentence. And he always knew when to act. Carrey knew exactly what to say and when to push a bit further, layering joke on joke until his subject was helpless. He didn't care about the fame, which let him imitate, tease, and play with celebrities' personalities, making them part of his comedy whether they liked it or not.
So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know. There's a full beard somewhere.
He also treats teleprompters like rough drafts, and at the Oscars he reminded everyone why scripts don't apply to him.
For decades, Hollywood has relied upon a special kind of magic to conjure movie heroes of all shapes and sizes. This magic...
His energy was equally contagious on the movie sets. This made most scenes in Dumb and Dumber and Liar Liar become legendary because of the funny things Carrey came up with. He used every opportunity he got. A single line could turn into a full performance, with faces twisting, voices changing, and co-stars fighting to stay in character and keep from laughing. The result was always perfect and worked like magic. The tension of trying not to break in front of cameras made the comedy more authentic, making scenes funnier and more electric than any script could prescribe. Even in serious films like The Truman Show, Carrey's wildness kept the story lively, making soft, vulnerable moments unforgettable, with sudden, crazy surprises.
So I looked up and he was staring at me like this.
Fans can be unpredictable, and Jim has experienced his share of encounters that go way beyond a simple hello.
I go out and I meet people and it's always cool. You know, most of the time, you know, there's every once in a while there's somebody who asks for a little too much, you know. And
Like,
say,
what do you mean, like more than an autograph?
yeah, well, they'll say something like, hey, wait here. I'm gonna go have some kids, then bring them back.
Yet there was a price. Carrey gave everything he had into comedy, making it hard to tell where performance ended and his real life began. Just like Man on the Moon, where he portrayed Andy Kaufman, Carrey remained in character even when cameras were off, representing Kaufman's alter ego Tony Clifton at all hours. Co-stars and crew often found it tiring, and directors had to work on a set where it was hard to tell acting from real life. Carrey's brilliance came with a cost. He could make others break into laughter because he never held back, even if it made people around him uncomfortable.
With the animals.
Oh, okay. Now, do you like working with the animals? Is that fun?
Yes, I do. Especially the monkeys. They're wonderfully unpredictable. Ask me again.
Do you like working?
What do you want from me?
Despite the challenges, Carrey's shift to serious roles didn't weaken him. In Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, he showed quiet, heartbreaking emotion. His wild humor and chaos were toned down, but their energy still lingered, making each subtle moment stronger. Off the camera, he showed that irresistible energy, especially during interviews and public events. His witty smile, funny faces, and perfectly timed jokes showed that the man who once made even the calmest celebrities burst into laughter was still there, blending deep emotion with his famous energy.
It's like, you know, if I'm shaved down and then I gotta do this, you know. So if I ever shave my face again, you'll know. There's a full beard somewhere.
He also treats teleprompters like rough drafts, and at the Oscars he reminded everyone why scripts don't apply to him.
Prime Jim Carrey left an indelible mark on Hollywood. His movies redefined physical comedy, improvisation, and fearless performance. Co-stars and audiences realized that no one could handle Carrey's non-stop silliness. His talent wasn't just in jokes or funny faces, but in how completely he committed to every moment. By letting go of his own control, he made everyone around him relax, laugh freely, and feel more human. The so-called celebrity breaker wasn't cruel. He was freeing, showing the real people behind Hollywood's polished masks. Through his chaos and humor, Carrey reminded everyone that beneath fame, everyone has a side that just wants to laugh.
It's hard to unsee Hannibal Lecter, especially when Anthony Hopkins is suddenly across the dinner table. Just ask Jim Carrey.
I once had dinner with Anthony Hopkins. I invited him over for dinner and he accepted. We had dinner together and I told him that that's how I approached Ace Ventura. It was a smart bird and he went, I do that. Hannibal Lecter was a cross between a crocodile and a spider, a tarantula spider, with infinite patience, infinite time to just wait for the perfect moment to strike! And got a little creepy. Yeah. It really did. It started getting creepy. I started going more.
His legacy is not just a list of box office hits. Carrey proved that comedy could be raw, transformative, and deeply human. He showed that body movements, vocal skills, timing, and intensity could be an unstoppable force for making people laugh. Being around him was always an emotional experience, full of tension, anticipation, and inevitable release. Even those who thought themselves immune to laughter found themselves surrendering to a tidal wave of hilarity that left them exposed, joyful, and often breathless.
I own the place. Big deal. And guess what else?
No one likes you, Conan. No one likes you, and you're gonna die alone!
Jim Carrey's story also shows the complexity of creative obsession. To break others, he first broke himself, pushing to extremes that blurred reality and performance. This mix of wild but controlled, chaotic but careful made him both risky and groundbreaking. It let him move easily from crazy comedies to deep, emotional dramas, keeping his unpredictable style while showing real human feelings. In short, Carrey showed Hollywood and the world an important lesson about being open. That sometimes the funniest, most unpredictable people hold the deepest truths inside.
Sorry. It's pretty stirring stuff.
Carrey made a name for himself by being funny, so when Jay Leno challenged him to play something serious, he simply couldn't quite pull it off.
For celebrities, late-night hosts, and co-stars, prime Jim Carrey was more than a comic actor. He was a storm of emotion, a human prankster who transformed the energy of every room he entered. His ability to make others laugh uncontrollably was a form of power rooted in empathy, awareness, and total commitment to the absurd. And for audiences, he remains a reminder that brilliance often walks hand in hand with chaos, that the most entertaining figures are those who are willing to risk everything, including themselves, to create genuine laughter.
Remember the time when you were in the middle of that scene and you were all over the place, hamming it up, eating the damn scenery, and I said, "Hey, Meryl, less is more." Go, it'll be all right. Just get a mustache or something. Get a little disguise, or so I got this mustache, and I applied it, and I had thick glasses. I had a baseball cap, and I got inside there, and I was doing pretty good. And I was, hey, I'm pulling this off. Maybe this.
However, nobody breaks celebrities like prime Jim Carrey, because no one else has ever combined imagination, body movement, timing, fierceness, and empathy like he always did. He wasn't only making people laugh, he was revealing truth, exposing humanity, and redefining comedy. Watching him in action was like witnessing a force of nature that is irresistible, unstoppable, and unforgettable. Whether on screen, stage, or in interviews, prime Carrey created moments that were electric, uncontrollable, and entirely his own. He set a standard that is unmatched, leaving behind a legacy of laughter, vulnerability, and total commitment to the art of breaking and freeing the human spirit. To truly experience the magic of this legendary performer, dive into his movies, sketches, and interviews. If you pay close attention, you will understand why prime Jim Carrey could make even the most composed celebrities crumble into laughter.
This puts out a definite message, It says, listen, I could care less, but my crotch would like to buy you a beer.
If you enjoyed this story about the world of prime Jim Carrey, don't stop here. Share your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more thrilling videos like this. Thanks for watching.